What is going on, guys? Today I got another discussion video for you. I know I just did one and it was super long, and this one, as you can see, is actually significantly longer. I am doing the How Strong is Sanji video. If you don't get the joke of the title, the last power level video I did How Strong is Roronoa D Zoro. I just thought it was funny to throw D in there. I don't know, because sometimes people just say that. I don't know. I've seen people say that, and I thought it'd be funny, but people really took that to heart and thought I was dead serious with that, and said, oh, this guy is he's garbage. He needs to rewatch all of One Piece. He thinks Zoro has a D. And then when I put up this poll for what video I should do yesterday, I had Vinsmoke D Sanji, and people are like, "Oh my God, fuck this guy!" So, guys, it's a joke, okay? But, anyway, so I'm doing another discussion video. It's a pretty long video. It's me talking with Glam about how strong Sanji could potentially be. I was planning on doing it myself, but he said he had a lot of things he really wanted to say about this. So I was like, fuck yeah, I don't mind. I love doing discussion videos. So here we are, just talking a lot about Sanji, a lot about power levels in general. We kind of go off topic a lot of the time, but I really do like discussing power levels and whatnot, so that's what we're doing here. I apologize if I sound a little echoey. He claims that I don't really, but I just moved into this new room, this new house, and I really actually don't know what the issue is here, because I happen to be pretty much surrounded by furniture now. I mean, I've got my bed in here, I've got a dresser, I've got this table, my computer, everything. Like, I don't know. It's really echoey for some reason, so I don't know what the issue is there, but I might sound a little echoey, so I do apologize for that. So, yep, just a normal discussion video. Hopefully you guys do enjoy. I think on Wednesday I'm going to be pushing for the top 10 Zoan video, so do look forward to that. I haven't done a ranking video in a while. I'll talk to you guys soon. So, on the topic of Sanji.
Yes.
I think Sanji is extremely powerful. I think that he most certainly has always belonged in the monster trio. He is comparable to Luffy and Zoro. And
in certain aspects.
Right. And with Jinbei being thrown in, I don't really know what... I don't know what's going on with that, but...
Jinbei probably most likely would place between Zoro and Sanji.
You really
most likely.
think so?
Yeah, there can be a case made to say that he could be above Zoro, but it's we have no way of really knowing.
Okay, that's not... I was saying Jinbei could be weaker than Sanji, but...
I don't think it's really possible.
It is hard to say now. I know.
Yeah.
It's just so weird to me, like, that Oda would really just go and
shift
place
up
someone.
the crew dynamic like that a little bit.
Like,
well, it's interesting to think about.
It is very cool. I do like it the more I get used to it. Actually, the more that I've gotten accustomed to it, I do actually like it. It is cool that the Straw Hats really get beefed the fuck up with the addition of Jinbei. But it is hard for me to believe. Also, it's like, with Oda having said that, Luffy is going to specialize in Conquer, Zoro in Armament, and Sanji in Observation, it's like, well, okay, so doesn't that mean that maybe Jinbei should, like, be below Sanji, because that shouldn't
He doesn't have a specialization.
Right. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be that way. It just seems so strange to me.
I think that whole idea went kind of out the window when Luffy started learning from Katakuri a little bit.
Well, right. So that's another crazy thing too. Is like, I don't think that they necessarily have to be the best at it. Like, while Sanji is going to specialize in observation haki, that doesn't mean he has to be the best at it. Which is still weird.
It could just mean, like, at all times his observation is better than his armament, or something like that.
Right. I think that will be the case, but I'm pretty surprised by, like, the leaps and bounds Luffy seems to be taking above Sanji here. Like, I mean, for all we know, I guess Sanji could have future sight.
A lot of other people when it comes, like, a few chapters ago when he raised the bounty up by 1 billion.
Right. I mean, do you think that Luffy could potentially end up having, like, noticeably, like, definitively stronger haki than Zoro?
By the end of this series, I would not be surprised.
I don't know. It just seems so weird. Like, I'm really thinking like a jack of all trades deal is going to be coming from him.
If we think about how much ahead Roger supposedly was from Rayleigh, it would make sense.
Right. I mean, do you think Sanji could have, like, future sight or something? I've thought about it.
in the future, I don't think it's really
of course
that far-fetched.
he has to have it in the future, but like
as of now,
yeah, I mean, I don't know, like
I don't think it's really possible considering it was just really introduced with Katakuri and it was just really shown that Luffy was learning about it.
yeah, that's the thing. Like Luffy didn't even seem to realize that it was a thing until.
And not to knock on Ivankov's training for Sanji during the time skip, but I don't think Ivankov is like an observation hockey master of any sort.
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
But I could be wrong.
He probably specializes in it just because like Sanji does, but I still cannot see him being able to use it. I mean, I've also considered, is it possible, and I don't know if I necessarily believe this myself, but I've considered, is it possible that, like, there's a kind of a difference between training your, like, base observation hockey and actual future sight? Like, is it just the more you train your observation hockey in general, you'll just eventually unlock future sight, or do you have to actually like focus on that? Like, is it kind of like a branch of observation hockey? You know what I mean?
I would say the latter because it is kind of like this specific facet that you have to learn about.
Right, and that's why he could actually have crazy observation still.
When it comes to like observation hockey, like I get this from like that King of Lightning video I told you about, where he talked about the like different spheres of observation hockey, where he said there was like a huge focus on presence and one on precognition, and like the two biggest examples of either of these were Eneru and Katakuri. So like you probably do have to focus on a specific, like if you want to get like really, really specialized like those two are, you have to focus on one of those. But if you want to, but there are people that can do both at the same time, like Rayleigh, Shanks, most likely Roger.
Yeah, there definitely are different like features of it. I mean, we have the one that I feel like is introduced first, where it's pretty much like a Sharingan that you don't really have to be actually looking at the person for. You can just kind of predict their movements ahead of time.
Yeah,
but then
it's, now recently it's been like you have to know like the person's intent when they attack you in order to like kind of sense when the attack's coming.
Right.
And I mean, with Sanji specifically, it's been more so shown like, again, to reference the video, like he's kind of more focused on presence than precognition a little bit.
What do you mean by that?
Like when he was in Punk Hazard and he was sensing where Kinamon's lower body was.
Right, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, he was in Capone's body, he was able to like sense the cat from pretty far away, just like, oh man, we got a powerhouse coming in here, so you guys will be good. Like,
don't fuck with Mr. Cat Viper.
Right, like I mean, that's like a whole different thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's a complete location kind of thing, like you said, a presence.
It's kind of like, I mean, because Beishei's castle, like, inside of it's kind of like a little pocket dimension when you think about it. So his, like...
Oh, yeah. I mean,
if you
pretty
can
much.
sense outside of it, that's like he's kind of, like, trans-dimensional, but that's, like, a whole other bag of worms to get into.
It's not exactly a pocket dimension, but
yeah,
I mean, it has the properties of it. Right.
One. Yeah.
It's very cool ability. I do like it a lot. I'm wondering, you know, what would be cool with now that we're talking about like features of observation hockey. And I know we already have the bullshit in CP9, but what if like we get
with paper art?
The what?
With paper art, like the thing that they use to like kind of just dodge everything.
No, I mean when the weird looking CP9 member is like pretty much, I mean for all extensive purposes, is telling us the power levels of the CP9.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's exactly what's going on there. And I'm wondering, like, could we actually, like, clearly, based on what we've seen, observation hockey users are able to, like, sense how powerful their opponent is. So, could we actually, like, quantify that in the future? That would be
like
interesting.
Get, like, Dragon Ball type.
Right,
like,
exactly. I mean, I've seen it, actually. I've been watching a lot more shit lately, and a lot of the time they just, like, completely throw it in there in some form, like some way of just directly tracking power level. It's like the craziest plot device ever. Every time
it's kind of like another Dragon Ball reference that they were talking about when Rayleigh said, like, hockey truly blooms in, like, the heat of battle, and, like, a lot of people were, like, saying, like, oh, it's like Saiyans and how they get stronger every time they fight, blah, blah, blah. But it's like...
Yeah.
Like the CP9 thing, too, that was like... I think that was specifically tailored to the 6 powers, like the. Like,
oh yeah.
He was like saying like how good they were with that because it didn't. Yeah, and it didn't include Devil Fruit powers added into it like at all.
For whatever reason, really, but
yeah, because wasn't like Khalifa like at the bottom with her like CP9 shit? But
yeah.
Like, once you added her Devil Fruit, she was like way stronger than the other 2.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I was really surprised by the massive difference between Lucci and Kaku. That was like,
oh yeah.
What the fuck? I mean,
it was kind of shown when Sanji like almost broke through the iron body of Blueno. Like there was going to be differences in that. That's another thing. Like Sanji was doing shit like this, just taking on these CP9 users even before Enies Lobby. Like he was just doing it for some reason.
I don't really know how that even happened.
I think, what was the move he used when he attacked Blueno? I think it was Konkase. I think that was like his strongest attack at the time.
Well, he did have...
He didn't have Diable Jambe. It was on the train.
Right, yeah, right. I mean, he did, same arc, but I guess that was beforehand. Do you think he invented that thing on the spot? Like...
I think... Luffy said he trained with it. I don't know. Well, I think Zoro unlocked Ashura, like, on the spot.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he even necessarily knew it was happening.
I think Sanji might have... I think he might have dabbled in using Diable Jambe a little bit beforehand.
I dabble in precision. You know what I'm referencing there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so great.
Should we talk about the raid suit at all?
Well, yeah, fuck it, right? You kind of have to.
I don't really even want to, because I kind of hate the idea of keeping that shit.
You know, honestly, I don't even know if he'll use it. I know it's supposed to be like, well, at the same time, it's totally being built up for him to use it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like...
I think he's going to use it at least once, and probably only once.
Right, like as a... He is
like,
totally
has no other...
Right.
Yeah, like has no other choice.
Like the same way like Zoro like was willing to lay down his life, like it's for the sake of something extreme.
If he pulls off a Zoro Kuma moment where it's like... But he, like, wins by using the raid suit. Oh my god.
It just seems weird, though. Like, how would he... he just puts it on and he's like, what, gonna be a master of this thing? Like, I don't know.
It could give him, like, the bulletproof skin shit.
For sure. I'm sure it will do something along those lines, but...
Even though I don't think that's directly...
But, like, don't you think he has to, like, train with it to some extent? Like, it cannot just be simple. Unless is it like an Iron Man suit? Where it's, like, super intuitive?
Maybe.
Spider-Man so was able to use it, like, instantly.
It's like... Oh, you mean in Infinity?
Yeah,
okay.
I do.
Well, it's because he's Spider-Man and he's smart, but...
No, what? It's totally because Tony Stark's a monster and he designed the greatest suit ever.
True. I think it's kind of more like... the Vinsmokes are kind of like Power Rangers in this aspect, and when Power Rangers, like...
yeah.
Even like way back when, because there is this kind of like science and lore to Power Rangers, and to an extent, like whenever they use their suits, like they get superhuman.
Dude, yeah, I never even realized like that parallel. Like that they totally do have suits that make them super powerful.
Yeah.
Wow. You think it's just like a total stat boost?
I think that's what it is.
Oh my god.
Maybe with like a little bit more like added to like what their specific power is. So his fire probably could get stronger to some extent.
Which is weird because...
It's based on his emotions, so it wouldn't directly correlate.
It's just weird because Ichiji is like the same. I think that's so strange. Really.
He has like explosions or something like that.
I know, it is different, but like...
Yeah.
What... I really do feel like the Vinsmokes were just pulled directly from Oda's ass. Like, just one day he was like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw some crazy ass shit into the story right now. I'm not gonna put any thought into it. I'm just gonna do it. And that's the Vinsmokes.
Sanji backstory: Power Ranger siblings.
I mean, that is what it is. Like, for real. Like, they are the Power Rangers of One Piece. It's pretty amazing, actually. I don't understand. It's funny, though.
Do you think he's gonna increase, or do you think Sanji could get shave at some point?
Yeah. I don't...
Because he already knows 2 variations of Moonwalk.
Right. I don't see why he wouldn't. Like, I mean, he might already have it, really.
I mean, Brook kind of does, to an extent.
Yeah, he just doesn't.
And Luffy is 100% confirmed to have it.
Oh, yeah.
Because we saw that
he learned it in Enies Lobby, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I know that there is a technique to it, but doesn't it seem like pretty much all of the, like, higher level just people in One Piece can do it?
Have we ever... Because it's akin to, like, when in Naruto they just fucking appear out of nowhere, right? Because it's got, like, the sound effect and, like, the lines that just...
That actually is, like...
That's more like...
though, right? Isn't that the body flicker technique?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because, like, it's also in Dragon Ball, it's instant transmission. I forgot. Right. So they're, like, actual physical technique. Well, I mean, shave is a technique, too, but...
That's what I'm saying. It's like...
I mean, we've never seen Zoro do that kind of shit ever. Like, I cannot remember a single time he's just appeared like that.
That's the thing. It's like, so there's technique to it, and it has like a specific way that it looks, but at the same time, I mean, are these people not moving at that speed regardless?
I would be surprised if they weren't.
Right. And that's why, so like, does it even matter? Like, does it really matter if you, like, you cannot tell me that Rayleigh was not at least moving at the speed that it would grant you when he intercepted Rayleigh, or intercepted Kizaru. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm betting that the technique is just a little bit more refined whenever you use it just as CP9 would use it. And it might just give, like, a tiny bit boost to your stats in general. Because I bet there are people that can use shit like Iron Body, but they don't call it Iron Body.
Well,
could just be just as good, but like not as like specifically honed as it would be for them.
I mean, Armament Hockey is pretty much like,
it's like
but shit all over the 6 powers.
There were like there was notable differences, like with Iron Body, like you couldn't move unless you knew what you were doing with it.
True, which is pretty dumb, but yeah, Armament Hockey is pretty useful. Definitely an improved version. So, I mean, what do we think about Sanji then? Like, I mean, he's gotta be super powerful, right? Like,
I think he's better than a couple supernovas.
You think so? I mean, I can see that. With Capone?
I think he's better than Beige, yeah. I think he's better than Killer. I think he's better than Bonnie. I think he's better than Hawkins. Really? I think he's better than Hawkins and Apu. Yeah.
Oh man, I could see Apu maybe. Hawkins,
Rouge is difficult.
He is.
Actually,
I mean, I could see it. It's possible.
Because from what we know, Snack is like kind of comparable to Oven and Daifuku, right? At least.
Snack?
Yeah.
I think he has to be at least as strong as
a little bit.
Like,
as like a little bit more powerful, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, Sanji in Whole Cake like made Oven look bad. Like when he just speed blitzed the hell out of him. Like,
that is what's so weird about Sanji. Like, he goes and pulls off that feat where he moves so fast and he destroys Oven that like nobody, including Oven, knows what happened. He
does the same shit to Daifuku when he like beats back the genie like it's nothing.
Yeah, but the thing is that only happens after he gets embarrassed by Daifuku.
Yeah, at the wedding.
Like, what happened with that? I mean, what the fuck?
I think that was more like he was worried, 1, about Pudding, and 2, about his family, so his brain was like going into directions the whole time.
It's just like, what is Oda doing? Like, why does he not communicate that more properly? It's just so strange to me. Like, Daifuku? Are you kidding me? He's just getting manhandled, and then he comes out of nowhere and it's like easy. It was just like, strange.
I mean, it kind of did set up this weird moment, like, where's Sanji at? And he just comes out like a badass and just breaks Parasparrow's candy.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's what immediately follows. And it's like, what
What
is
the hell did
even
he come
happening here? Right, like,
Wasn't he just getting wrecked by this guy
Right.
with this genie?
and then he just standing on
Just
top
like-
of the table, which, by the way, Toei handled so poorly. Oh my god, the standing on the table. You know. Have you seen the episode? Oh my god, I was like, what is this? Like, the entire episode was done like fantastically. It was animated beautifully, and then the most important part of the episode, it looks like they were drawing with fucking crayons. Okay, like, what?
Saving their money for that Katakuri fight.
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, you know what? Fuck it. I mean, if that's what they're doing, that's fine. But I doubt it. I'm sure that'll look like pretty much the same.
Ass.
Garbage. I mean, even the scene they gave us in the opening didn't look that good to me, but you know, what are you gonna do?
I think Luffy breaking the mirror looked the best.
Yeah,
out of that
yeah,
whole
it
thing.
did. That looked pretty good. But then, like, I don't know.
That's not even really when the fight starts.
It was just, it looked weird the way they were, like, doing it. I don't know. I just thought, like, I don't want to say camera work because it's not, there's no camera, but, like, it kind of is. It seemed fucked to me. I don't know. But not the point. I mean,
Sanji versus Rouge. I'm still trying to think.
I think they're about, like, the same level, I think. And we don't really know, but...
Yeah, because I think Ivankov's comparable to Sanji right now.
Probably.
Because I know that dude is like shit we haven't seen yet. Like the laser surgery shit he did at Marineford, like, come on. This dude has got some crazy crap going on.
I mean, really, I think that Sanji is kind of being... It's not really Sanji that is, but I guess the Kaido crew, with my logic in it at least, is being built up to face Sanji with a Yonko commander. So...
One of the calamities?
I think it might be Drake. I mean... I think it's Drake. I think it's Drake.
I think it would make more sense if it was a new character, but because if we're thinking that the Supernovas are gonna fight
Kaido
himself,
but
it would take, like, if you take away Drake from that,
well,
it wouldn't make a lot of sense.
I don't know if
then-
Drake really necessarily has to not do both. I mean, I'm thinking, I don't know, I guess, but I could very well see Wano being like a Dressrosa arc where it's like 100 fucking chapters plus.
Well, we gotta think about, like, the top powerful people we have going there. We have Luffy, we have Zoro, we have Law, confirmed, and Sanji. Jinbei is a high possibility, and Marco is a high possibility.
Yeah.
So that's 6 people, and then
It does make
we
it difficult when
don't
you
know
put it that
for
way.
sure. Yeah, like, we don't know for sure if Kid, Hawkins, Apu, and Drake are even gonna be there or not.
With Marco, I mean, at the very, I'm quite convinced that Fujitora and Ryokugyu are gonna show up in Wano.
I never even thought about this. That could be a good case for an admiral to come, because Marco's going to be the strongest one there.
Right,
of all the
dude.
guys
Like,
that are,
he
like,
is
on
going
our
to
side.
be, and especially, dude, I mean,
And if he comes with, like, Jozu and Vista with him,
I don't think so.
it probably won't happen, but, like, if it does,
Well,
it's gonna
that would be
like,
crazy.
What the hell?
I mean, I'm thinking, like, again, pure speculation, but just the way that Kat was talking about Marco, he's like, oh, you know, I have a pretty good idea of where he is. I think he is just, like, fucking meditating in some, like, bird's nest or something right now. And he is going to be noticeably stronger than what we saw in the War of the Best, which was disgustingly powerful. So
I know,
like,
yeah, but
he's
you have to
easily
take into
going to
fact
fight an
that,
admiral.
that Blackbeard wrecked him, though, so he probably won't be...
Did he wreck him?
They said he beat the remainder of the Whitebeard pirates, like, with next to no difficulty.
Well, I understand that, but I mean...
That's probably because of his double vert combo more than anything
Sure.
else.
No, like, that's... I mean,
But-
I'm not even saying... I think Blackbeard could definitely beat Marco, but, like, does that mean that... I don't know. Like, that was all that... Like, I think that the Blackbeard crew could probably, you know, do a pretty good job of beating down the Whitebeard crew.
But it was probably mostly Blackbeard doing most of the work.
You think
like, taking
so?
out all, like, I mean, because his abilities are all, like, huge AoE type shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't really... I usually don't really factor in, like, fodder. Like if you're gonna get taken down by like just
I mean, because they didn't have any fodder with them probably at that time. I would say
in the War of the Best,
like the Blackbeard Pirates. I would say.
Oh, the Blackbeard Pirates probably absolutely.
Yeah, because like the Payback War was like what, a year at most into the time skip.
Yeah, I figured like a month really, but
damn.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, what are they gonna like? Why wait? I mean, they probably pissed, right? Like,
I mean, because Marco's not an idiot. He's not just gonna like rush into it. Well, because I mean, that's what Blackbeard would want.
Payback War, like.
Good point. Yeah, there is that. I mean, when you think, because we know like what it was like 6 confirmed people we know that are probably gonna be there, and Sanji.
I can't imagine that any of the commanders were not there. Oh, you're talking about yeah.
Yeah, like I want to like, and Sanji by all accounts out of those 6 is going to be the weakest. Maybe if Jinbei is in fact weaker than him, it could change. But
we'd say okay, wait, we got Luffy, Law, Zoro, Sanji, Marco.
That's 5.
And then
Jinbei if he actually does show up.
Did I skip Jinbei?
Yeah, would be 6.
Yeah, I really got to get used to that, I guess.
Then we have the possibility of Kid, Killer, Hawkins, Apu, and Drake. So that's 11 people.
Well. Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying.
We have only Kaido plus 3 calamities that are of worth that we know of.
Yes.
If Drake is taken out, if Drake is a calamity, that only leaves Kaido, Jack, and one other calamity that we don't know.
I wonder if he has other strong people like how Oven and Daifuku are pretty strong.
Yeah.
I think he has.
He could, but if it comes down to just Kaido and the calamities, then I think that Drake would not be one, because he would have to have other people for the guys that aren't supernovas to fight. And if Jack is the weakest one, then I think Sanji's gonna have to fight Jack.
Sanji fighting Jack.
And I think that would probably be the good point to have like the raid suit power up.
I guess it makes sense to an extent, but
like I think if that would happen and he had like the raid suit power up during that fight, that'd be fucking nuts.
I really am so convinced though that Jinbei is going to fight Jack, regardless of even if we do like the Zoro versus Queen and whatever, all that bullshit. Even if we don't have that, I think that Jinbei versus Jack is almost, it's like destiny.
That'd be dope.
Because they're both fishermen.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing. It's like,
and I love me some Jinbei.
Dude, I'm thinking Jack could be like a former member of the Tiger Pirates or the fishermen. The Sun Pirates that like they thought died or something.
That'd be nuts.
Wouldn't it? It would be so good. And Jinbei's gonna be like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, I thought you were dead, bro. I mean, it's going to be awesome, I think. I really do think he's going to face Jack. Especially with the way Oda, like, really ambiguously
shows he's a
fisherman.
It's either going to be Zoro or him, because of the sword thing that he's got with those, like, weird tusk blades.
The sickles?
Are they sickles? They were, like
I mean, I guess they're not really sickles. Well, I mean, they're fish hooks, really.
Okay, yeah,
because
that makes more sense.
That's like the whole point of him being Jack. Like, I guess fish hook is a term for the card Jack. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I know, sense. Right? Isn't that crazy?
I've never heard of that. Actually.
Right. Yeah, I mentioned it in my video on Drake being 10 because, yeah, I mean, it's actually interesting too that Queen, a lot of the time people call Calamity Jane. Calamity Jane. Like, very specific word. I think. I don't know.
Okay.
Also, you know, with my whole line of thinking being that Kaido is in fact king, because for one thing, why would you think otherwise? Don't understand that. But
he could be Ace. He could be Ace.
Okay, yeah. But here we go, right? King is often called Suicide King.
Good point.
Like, it just makes so much sense to me. It would.
I don't really even buy into the playing card thing that much.
What? Dude, are you hearing these things I'm giving you?
Yeah, I hear you.
We have Joker.
Saying, like, I just think it's a little bit cliche.
Oh yeah. By the way, I think you'll enjoy this then too. The Joker card has been called the Bird. The Bird. Like Dofi. Bird.
I'm done.
You're done, right? Like, dude,
I'm just
it's
done.
confirmed. It's so confirmed that there's some playing card thing going. Oh, and dude, okay, did you even watch my video on this?
Which one are you talking about?
The X Drake one, where I'm talking about him fitting into the Calamities.
Oh, I don't remember.
Like, you know, Sheep's Head, like the guy that was on Zoe.
The smile using guy who had like his arms turn into sheep porn.
I thought that he had an artific, like some weird specific.
Yeah,
whatever.
Smile.
Not the point. Yeah, I think it might have been Smiles, but yeah,
And Sanji kicked his ass.
His name was Sheep's Head, which is a popular game, like a drinking game, a card game.
Yes.
And there's Gin Rummy, which is a mixture of gin, popular, you know.
Okay, so just stop. I get it. Just stop it right now.
What do you mean stop it, dude? You know I'm right.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I will give you the win on this.
Yes.
It's funny they bring up Sheep's Head because I'm remembering that like less than 2 second fight where like Sanji just kicked his ass.
Yeah, I would not call that a fight.
Nothing.
Which is actually pretty interesting because that seems to. Oh, I've heard a lot of people actually, you know, on my.
Sheep's Head was like directly under Jack, right? I think that was his like the.
See, I was gonna bring that up, but it doesn't make any sense because it did seem like
it
he was
could
like
be,
second in command on Zoe, but like he got fucked up by Sanji.
It could be just like the other Calamity's subordinates are just like way stronger.
You think?
It's possible.
Maybe.
If Jack is indeed the weakest.
Right. Which probably not, but not the point. Yeah, his subordinates were just garbage. I mean, that's the. I guess I can't really say that because, like, what I was gonna say is, Brooke seemed to be like holding him off, Sheep's Head, and then Sanji comes in and just like, oh, okay, thanks, bro. Yeah, like, thanks for just giving me a sec.
So thanks for holding that for me while I go tie my shoe real quick.
Yeah, right. Like, and then he just comes in and smokes him. And then Brooke goes on in the next arc to just be like soloing Big Mom. Like, what is even happening here? Just so weird. It's so confusing what Oda's doing sometimes. I really don't know.
Well, he's trying to. I think I really think he's giving an honest push to like we're just gonna give the Straw Hats like huge buffs for a little bit because like he's doing it with Nami with Zeus.
Right.
He did it with Carrot with the fucking Moon Lion transformation.
Yeah.
And he's done Brooke this arc where he's just been like, oh yeah, Brooke, like he has this crazy soul shit he can do.
Brooke is a god, just in case.
And Sanji can just speed Blitz Oven.
Yeah, that's really good. That's a huge factor to his power too. I think that we're gonna see a lot more of that, like a huge emphasis on his combat speed.
At the end of pre-time skip, like it was more or less people like the general consensus was like he and Zoro were like kind of equal-ish by the end of the time skip. And at the beginning of the time skip, it was like shown that they were equal because they like both took out that pacifista at the same time. But it wasn't obviously the case later on.
That's
like at the beginning, like when they were like first shown, I'm saying, like because we didn't know like barely anything they could do.
Yeah, okay.
So
I don't think they were actually at the same level, but it did kind of.
But yeah, no, I don't think either. It was just portrayed in that way.
Right. And with that logic, I mean, it's like, well, maybe Sanji's stronger since Zoro hasn't done shit.
If Zoro is like leagues ahead, I think it is very possible Oda could just be like, okay, Sanji, we're gonna have you make some gains now.
Right.
I could very much see him getting a buff in observation in some capacity. I could very much see him developing some new attack with Diable Jambe, like possibly a long range one, because we haven't really seen him display anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, at least in terms of hockey, I cannot imagine him not getting Future Sight eventually. Like, that would be so dumb, really, if the guy who specializes in it on the
I mean, we haven't even seen him use like those recipes like he learned from the new comments,
except on the Big Mom cake.
Well, yeah, but that was like just make it taste really fucking good. Like they're apparently like these battle recipes or some shit like that, right?
Yeah,
that was what they were called.
Mikey was talking when we were waiting on those chapters, like to see what would happen with the cake. He's like, dude, I mean, there's got to be some crazy shit in that cake.
What if the cake like buffs Big Mom and like makes her more powerful or some shit?
Well, that wouldn't make sense, but yeah, I mean that kind of concept. Yeah, why does he not? that would, I don't know, if that became like a thing on the Straw Hat crew, like,
I mean, we really haven't seen a hell of a lot of shit from like their training be used, even with a lot of them. Because I mean, we have no idea what Robin was doing during the time skip.
Well,
like,
I mean, yeah, I mean, we know she was doing something with the Revs, but
yeah, it was like, okay,
what
that's
actually
it.
was happening? Who fucking knows? Sabo was involved to some extent.
Yeah, same with Koala and Hack a little bit.
It's pretty funny that like she just like inadvertently,
like her and Sanji, just their entire training has not been explored to like really any extent.
Oh yeah, neither is Zoro's. I mean,
no, not really.
I mean, yeah, no.
Like
I'm sure
all he
we're gonna
probably
get some
did
flashbacks.
was fight the baboons probably the whole time. I would say. Like even the one that was like Mihawk-ish was probably difficult.
True. I mean, yeah. I mean, Luffy was fighting animals primarily.
Yeah, and
so.
like when Rayleigh first got him there, he said like there was like what 500 animals on the island that were stronger than Luffy at the time.
Oh yeah.
Which like it was like holy shit, how strong are these animals?
Yeah, it's really weird that there were so many powerful animals like that. But I mean, he probably could defeat all of them by the end of it.
Oh yeah, he had to. Otherwise, he wouldn't have left.
Well,
I would think.
There's a time limit, but
yeah, but I think he probably did it.
It makes sense that he'd beat them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the guy's pretty good. Like, he's decent. Gear 4.
And we don't know if Sanji actually had if he had combat training there, like, because don't like all the newcomers like know how to fight and shit.
I mean, they have the Newkama Kempo.
Yeah.
Or
so like he actually did like training with like Ivankov at that time. Like Sanji could have other shit he hasn't used that we haven't seen before.
Yes.
Like what if he learned like Deathwink or some shit?
Oh my god, dude! When I was waking up this morning, I was on Reddit and I saw a like fan drawn panel of him using Deathwink. And I was
that'd
like,
be so,
what?
That'd be so.
Yeah, it was like the same situation as the raid suit. Like, well, I guess you've given me no other option. I don't want to use this ability, but
yeah, it's like yes, Sanji, but also no.
No,
Sanji.
dude, I don't know if I could. I just probably have to skip every chapter with Sanji in it forever. If that happened, that would just be like, what? Oh my god, I'd be pissed, dude. I don't usually say that either. Like, I hate when people are like, oh my god, if Carrot joins the crew, I'm done with One Piece. Like, you're done with One Piece? Are you for real? Like, just because it didn't go exactly how you wanted it to? Like,
we can't have the furry on the crew.
Right, like, what the fuck?
Except we already have Chopper.
Yeah. I guess that's, if anything, reason. But no, they really do need Carrot. That's a whole nother topic.
Whole
you know,
thing.
She will be Monster Trio level for the record, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, I mean, I think he's.
I'm trying to think, is there?
He definitely like.
else?
I mean, if him and Zoro were to fight, I would imagine.
I don't think it
would be.
It'd be mid-diff at least.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Probably higher. I mean,
yeah, I was willing to say high diff.
Right, like I can't imagine Zoro just steamrolling him,
well,
which a lot of people.
Would you consider him to be like in another tier than Zoro, or would you say he was?
I don't think so. I mean, I would say like, you know, what tier exactly we're talking about, but if it is like a tiered system, they're probably in the same one with Zoro being on like the higher half,
like slightly
Sanji
above,
being on the lower.
like slightly above vice, like top vice admiral level. I would say like there's like a tier between them, and there's a tier between like where Doflamingo was.
You think it goes like Sanji, Dofi, Zoro?
No, I think it would be like Doflamingo is like better than both of them, but I'm saying
Really?
like they're in like the tier that's like right below where he is, where I'd say Doflamingo like has this tier that's like really powerful people, but he occupies like the bottom of it, like it's like kind of pre-admiral-ish level.
Okay. You don't think that Zoro would be in that?
If he was, then I'd have to say Law would be in it too.
What? What?
Yeah.
Why Law?
Because I don't think he's like that much less powerful than Zoro. That's like a whole other deal. Like, I would say, because I like to think of Zoro like in this other tier that's like right below it, like he would be occupying like the top of like the upper regions of it, and then Sanji would be in the mid or lower regions of it.
Right.
So,
oh my
like,
god,
I don't think they're like super far apart.
You know, I could even see Sanji being stronger than Law.
And you don't like Law.
What?
You don't like Law, do you?
Wait, what, dude? Law was my favorite character for like the longest time. He's still up there. I love me some good Law, but
I thought that was Ganon that loved Law because he bought like the merchandise.
He might. I don't know, but he buys a lot of merchandise. But I mean, dude, the guy got shit on. So did Sanji, granted, but like it was a different type of shitting on. Like Sanji got caught. Where Law just got like fucking annihilated nonstop. Like nonstop.
Wasn't he kind of like beaten to shit like before he even fought Doffy? Because Luffy saved him from like that chair in the palace, and he was like all beat up.
But why was he in that chair?
Because he got like captured when Fujitora and Doflamingo double teamed him.
I mean, Fujitora's not really a part of that. Like, it was Doffy just chasing him down on the bridge and shit. Like, he tries counterattacking, and Doffy's like, "What is this? Like, this is child's play." And
well, here's the thing.
Him up.
Doflamingo like knew his abilities like inside and out.
I know, but come on. I mean, he knew Doffy's.
I'm like, I don't think he really did know a lot of what Doflamingo could do. I think he had an idea, but like, Doflamingo isn't the type of dude to just show like all of his moves to this kid.
He can do a lot.
Yeah, I don't think he really ever knew like the full extent of what Doflamingo could do.
I mean, he most certainly did not know about his healing abilities, but
I don't think he even knew about the awakening, to be honest.
I don't even know if he knew that there is such thing as awakening.
Because like,
at that point.
Like, weren't there like other executives who didn't even know that Doflamingo could do the clone thing?
Well, I think only the top executives really know.
Like, he got his like head cut off by like Kyros. People were just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I know. I think only the top executives really know everything about Doffy.
Virgo, Pika, Diamante, Trouble, and Law to an extent.
And probably Corazon. Wait, why Law?
Well, because he had the heart seat for a little bit, or like offered to get the heart seat, which is what Virgo had beforehand.
What?
So he would have been a top executive if he had taken it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he would have been given top executive spot because Virgo was undercover and he didn't technically have the heart seat.
No, I'm pretty sure that like Doffy was not on good terms with Law because he ate his devil fruit. You know, like
I don't honestly remember all that stuff that happened back in Dressrosa 100% clearly, but I could be wrong. I would say.
Yes.
Let's just say I'm wrong. So that way I look like the idiot.
So, I guess Sanji versus Law will probably never agree on, but
probably not.
Maybe I should make a video on that, but I probably should save it for Wano.
I mean, top tier people we've seen him, or like he would definitively beat. Well, not definitively beat, but like he would beat regardless of like difficulty.
What, Sanji?
Yeah. I think at least Oven, Perospero, Daifuku fall in that list.
Oh,
all of his siblings fall in that list. Rest of the Straw Hats, but that's no duh. I think more than half. Yeah, I think more than half of the Supernovas would lose to him.
Oh yeah,
because it was Bonnie, Killer.
Well, I don't know how to feel about Killer, honestly, because
I mean, we've seen him do nothing.
I know, but the thing is, like, something I realized, I had this weird way of thinking where I'm like, okay, well, he is the only non-captain besides Zoro. With everyone else being captains, that probably makes him weaker, but it should really be the other way around. Because
I think at the time when they were all introduced at Sabaody, I think Zoro and Killer probably filled out the bottom two spots in terms of power.
Are you insane?
Even at that time.
Are you insane?
Just because I don't think Zoro could have been able to deal with Bonnie's Devil Fruit at that time, because it was just so broken. I don't like, what could he have done against being turned into a child? Like, if he got turned into, I don't know.
What? Well, yeah,
I don't think like she's physically as strong as him, like by any means, but she's just got like, her abilities are just like, they're just super hacks. Like they don't give a fuck like how physically strong you are.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some massive limitations on that ability, especially after what we saw from Law. Like, clearly Oda puts a cap on really broken devil fruits at some point. You know what I mean? Like, what? Was that agreement?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think Sanji should get a devil fruit.
I don't know.
I mean, it'd be pretty nice because like then he could be more on par with Zoro.
No, I don't think he should. I think he's fine.
But come on.
No, I don't think any of the Straw Hats need devil fruits at the moment.
Well, okay, so if Carrot doesn't join the crew, then who's gonna eat the snow fruit?
Is anybody gonna even find the snow fruit?
Yeah, Nami is.
Fuck Nami with that.
While she's tending to her oranges.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, was this not clear? I thought this was like canon.
For one thing, we don't know what the snow fruit even looks like.
Oh,
so
please.
We don't know what it looks like.
Please. You know, we do though. We really do, because like in Japanese, dude, I'm telling you, it's on the fucking shit, because like oranges are associated with snow or some bullshit like that. I made a video on this. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It's like, oh my god, it's on the ship, dude. It's in there, I'm telling you guys.
I just don't want any of them to get devil fruits. Like, that's just the thing that I will never change my stance on. I don't think.
Why? Why don't you want them to get devil fruits? It's
Because
cool.
I like their power sets as they are right now. I just don't think they really need anything else.
I agree with that for most of them, but no, he's not getting that though, because that's going to be Carrot for sure. Because again, it fits with the whole mythology. But yeah, I mean, I would like him to maybe get a devil fruit, but he's got a raid suit now, so maybe that's just going to be like his devil fruit pretty much.
Fire legs. That's his devil fruit. He has the fire leg.
Yeah, he does
fruit.
have that too, so it's like not necessary. I mean, yeah, Zoro has like demon mode. Brook already has a devil fruit. I guess they don't really need them right now. But...
I mean, Usopp has like plant shit, and that's like kind of that's kind of devil fruity, and then Nami has weather, so they don't really need anything else.
Well, what if Dragon dies and Nami eats the weather fruit?
Or if Dragon even has a fruit.
Yeah. Well, what?
I'm saying we don't know for sure. Even though I agree with you.
How does that?
Even though I agree that he probably does.
Dude. I'm saying, like, if he does not have a devil fruit, then that is just not, like, that's a plot hole. Like, what it is, like, what did he do in Logtown? Like, that, how is that not a devil fruit?
I don't know, maybe it just got really windy all of a sudden.
Oh my god. It's a fucking... No, that is... I'd be, like, calling Oda out for that shit. Like, that would be terrible. Why would that even be necessary? Oh yeah, it's fucking Conqueror's hockey. No, it's not. That's insane. That's just...
Only Shanks can do that stuff with Conqueror's hockey.
Yeah, people always say that... I've heard, like, oh man, you know... Shanks changed the weather with his Conqueror's hockey. It's the same thing Dragon did. Are you kidding me? Like, he changed the weather.
He didn't change the weather.
Yeah, I know.
He split the sky open.
Right, dude. They're like, no, it completely changed the weather. What? Like,
and also, Whitebeard was involved in that whole equation.
I know.
So,
right. Like, it's just so crazy the shit that
even though some people want to say the dude was like the weakest emperor at the time of Marineford. Which, even though that's a good argument for, I'll just never fucking believe.
Yes. I know you won't. Because you suck.
That is indeed a fact.
Yeah, I guess the last point we didn't really cover is there a possibility of Sanji ever getting Conqueror's hockey? I'd be pretty hard pressed to say yes, honestly.
I don't even really think Zoro is gonna get it.
Are you?
Even
what are you doing?
There's a good.
These last like 20 minutes, you've been off your fucking rocker.
I think it's just Luffy's thing, to be honest. Because it's the whole specialization thing again.
Yeah, but like, I mean, Zoro he's ready.
Again, we don't know if even Mihawk has it. Even though it's probably like 100% likely he does, we don't even know if he does or not.
I mean, Katakuri has Kakuritake.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
I'll give you that.
Like second in command, like second most powerful on the crew. Well, you're pulling some Jinbei bullshit now, but you know.
No, Jinbei was not stronger than Katakuri.
No, you were saying that he. Could be stronger than yeah, fuck that. Definitely not by end of series.
I don't think that as of now. Like, I think there's a case to be made, but I don't think it's like 100% definite.
Just because he threw Big Mom off the ship?
No.
I'll tell you what. Zoro, Solo's Big Mom, no diff.
Yeah, you know that iron skin shit that she has? Fuck that. Just cut it up with my sword.
Pretty much. I mean, you know, you're the one that was saying that Big Mom is most likely top 10 swordsman, so.
I would say at least the 10th spot. I mean, dude, like, Elbaf spear shit. Like, come on, it's sword technique.
I know, but no. I don't think so.
If we don't get 9 more people that are as... I don't know, if we don't get, like, 7 more swordsmen that are, like, really powerful, then I will say she's top 10. Because, like, the only people that we know of that are, like, top 10 swordsmen are, like, Mihawk, Zoro, and Vista. That's it.
What if Sanji becomes the first person in One Piece to have a peg leg?
Zeph. So your point doesn't work.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny because how he actually relates to...
Like, yeah, that was, like, Sanji's fault.
I want to know what the fuck he could do when he was younger. Because it was, like, he got his name and be like, oh, yeah, he kicked people, like, and then, like, his leg would be soaked red in the blood of his enemies. Like, that was how he was introduced.
Right. It's badass.
I don't even know why Sanji was worried about his safety. That whole arc for the Vince was like, dude, Zeph can handle himself. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, it's like, you know, they're not going to send Big Mom over there to take him, or like Katakuri or something. Like, they're not going to send shit to take him down. Like, what would they even care? I mean,
they'd probably like at most send someone like Bob. Yeah, they'd probably like send Bobbin at most.
Right.
Just like, go do. Like, and like, I think Zeph would kick Bobbin's ass.
And if they do kill Zeph, then it's like, you can't.
Oh,
okay,
well,
there goes Sanji's leverage. Like, there's leverage. So it's like,
yeah.
I mean, the whole thing was such an empty threat. It was so bad. I don't know what Sanji was doing. Oh my god. But yeah.